introductions anyway. Obviously, game number 2 right now between Alive and Mallory, and a little bit of lag right at the start. Curious.
Never nice to have lag straight away. It looks like it was just a pause, actually, so we're alright.
Yeah, so the score is currently sitting at 1-0 to Alive. Obviously, this is Mallory's home map, and he has chosen to play Arabia. Alive then in blue off to the sort of northeast of the map, and he's playing as Huns.
Over in the left corner, we do have Mallory playing as the Huns as well, so we do have a Civ War matchup.
Yeah, Hun War once again, and this time hopefully not going to be a restart. Certainly a quick glance at the map would seem that Mallory has a pretty decent map right here. Alive, probably not so good with the front gold, but a little bit more wallable, and at least his boar are nearby.
Yeah, definitely a lot better than the last map, but on that, still not the perfect map that you could want for this kind of matchup. It is a tournament game, you are really hoping that luck's in your favor. Really open there towards the top, same goes for the back there. Gold sitting at the bottom of a hill as well, could potentially wall it in, but still going to be a bit of an issue.
Yeah, I think the biggest issue for Alive last game, though, was obviously with his boar positioning. As you say, very open on the right side, very open on the back, and if we compare that to Mallory, well, his gold is right in the corner of the map here, and that's pretty much one of the best places you could have the gold. Really easy to protect, right in the corner, able to wall it in a little bit easier as well, and if we have a look at where his trees are, above and below his TC, pretty easy to siphon villagers, well, not villagers, siphon units through his TC to the back of his economy.
Yeah, pretty much a nice wall off there that you do see when drushing happens, but Alcli and Alive actually engaging in some small talk at the moment while the start of the game happens. Quite interesting, actually. I don't know, again, on that thing of psyching your opponent out, I think he's trying to get him busy hitting keys, or I don't know.
Well, Mallory now trying to lure in this deer, so he's going to be wanting to keep his micro up at this stage. That deer just going to run back, but just catching it, thankfully. Yeah, asking
actually
at this stage... Sorry, go on.
Go for it. No, go for it. We've got time.
I was going to say, asking at this stage, does he prefer to play on the desert or the green version of Arabia? Obviously, there's two sort of versions. You have the green sort of look that we have now, or we have the desert kind of look. Very trivial thing to be asking in a tournament game right there.
Yeah, definitely. It kind of makes you think. But we did actually see a fourth villager put onto wood there for Mallory, so we could be expecting a drush here.
Potentially. I mean, we did see them go for 3 villagers on wood when we were watching the Ghost Lake game right there. Alive with just the 3 right now, so potentially we could see a drush from Mallory.
Yeah, definitely a good option, I think. Just looking at the map for Alive, it's really open. The berries aren't that... well, they're pretty far away from the town center. The main lumber actually looking like it's pretty nice there, actually. Wall-off could come around that to the TC really quickly.
Yeah, I agree, definitely. Right now, though, I think pretty much standard start. Still the 3 villagers on wood for Alive, as we said. But at least he's managed to get his boar in for now. He's still got his scout in the back of his base, though. So actually not moving out to scout his opponent just yet. And if we have a look at Mallory, he should in just a moment start to go and scout his opponent if he is planning on doing a drush.
Yeah, it's interesting at the moment. We are seeing the players really do a lot of scouting of their own base right now. I guess they really do want to know what's available to them, because if they do get cut off from a resource in a tournament game, not going to be nice if there's one right next to you behind in the fog of war.
Definitely.
Probably one of the worst feelings in the world, but I don't know. It's really they're playing it pretty safe.
Yeah, Alive very nearly losing a villager there to that board, just getting her inside of the TC in time, so good timing on that for him. Thankfully, not losing that as he did in the Ghost Lake game that we had a moment ago. And yeah, there's the barracks from Mallory, certainly going to be doing that drush, and now sending his scout over to see what he can find on the other side of the map.
Yeah, Alive really loving those 4 hit point villagers right now, actually. We saw a few in the last game, and he's got 2 in play right now. But the barracks coming up for Mallory, pretty standard timing there. Should be up around 7 minutes. So we're going to see a pretty standardized drush here, I think.
Yeah, certainly putting that barracks down at pretty much the time, 6 minutes 30 seconds roughly, and going up for 7. And now, of course, going to take a little bit of gold at the back here. And, you know, with that gold placement being at the back as well, it's slightly easier to actually hide the fact that you're drushing. Aside from the fact that now Alive is going to see that barracks, and I'm going to be curious to see how he actually responds to it. Oh, wait, what? You've not actually seen the barracks there. I thought he would see that. Did
he not see it?
Oh no, he might see it now. Surely.
Over?
Surely what? Oh yeah, there we go. He's seen it.
Oh, just one tile. Very, very close there, and if he didn't see that, he would have been in for a big unexpected surprise.
Definitely. Trying to take some health off that scout now, and really good for him. Getting that scout
Ooh.
down to 3 health, and that's quite a big deal, because that scout does make a bit of a difference when it comes in with the militia there.
Oh, absolutely. It's the one unit that'll be able to chase those villagers back to the town center and potentially pick them off. With it on low HP like this, one volley from the town center, and it will be down.
Exactly, and you know what as well? We saw in that first game, Alive made such great use of his scout cavalry, and in this game, it seems like he's doing that too. Keeping a good close watch on those militia right now, going to keep it at a safe distance, but of course, going to see exactly where they're going, exactly where they're going to head in, and Alive now preparing a little bit of wall, just to keep his villagers safe from the drush that's incoming.
Yeah, really well played from Alive so far in both matches. That scouting information in this game, absolutely valuable. Like, you cannot explain it. If you know what your opponent's doing, you're in a really good spot. Like we've seen here, he knows exactly where the drush is coming in from and exactly where it can hit, and might even be able to take the scout out with his if he can get the positioning right
Oh,
here.
possibly. I mean, one hit from a villager would be enough, but you can see there, quick walls up to the feudal age right now, and we're probably going to see a stable coming down from him. Lots of villagers on sheep, and he's got plenty of food in the bank, and you know what? A couple of stables right now, going to be more than enough a stable right now, a couple of scouts even, going to be more than enough to push this away.
Yeah, Alive actually walling in his lumber right now as well, so I think he's feeling pretty safe behind this and actually keeping those that drush really busy over there with a little bit of palisade wall.
Yeah, definitely. And you know what? If you can actually prevent your opponent's drush from doing anything at all, then you are in a good position. I mean, that's a lot of resources wasted if it actually doesn't achieve anything. So, Alive now just going to get a couple of scouts out and going to be able to deal with this pretty quickly. Of course, Mallory, though, starting to wall up, and in fact, he is almost fully walled right now, and that's pretty good for him. Obviously, able to take those deer as well, and possibly going to do a fast castle behind this. Though, no, it's a bit hard to call right now. A lot of farms, though, could actually do a fast castle here.
Yeah, definitely going to be tight for food, I think, at the moment, but we'll have to see how it goes. He is actually on 200 already, especially with that deer going to be a little bit nice there. But we're just going to have to see what happens. Clan Alive, though, did lose no HP on his starting scout, so these 3 scouts are going to be extremely deadly right now.
They are at full health, and he is adding another 2 as well. The only thing that I'm concerned about right now is that Alive does if he invests too much in scouts, sure, he will deal with these militia, but he's not going to be able to get over to Mallory's base in time and actually do a lot of damage to his economy, because he is walled in. And if we have a look, Mallory right now, he has got 4 villagers on gold, and you know, he could do a fast castle if he wanted to. We'll see. He's not adding in a stable or a archery range yet, so not going to see any military production from him right now.
Yeah, if Mallory does manage to get up to the castle age right now untouched, because these scouts definitely going to have a big issue right now. That wall over on the left there, though, looking like it could be in a little bit of trouble. It is fairly far away from any repair, and if enough scouts do get on it, could potentially take it down. But if he keeps these walls up, goes up to a fast castle, going to be in an absolutely brilliant spot to do some damage.
Yeah, he is, because at the moment, Alive, he's made a lot of scouts, which means he has invested quite a bit of food into them, and that's obviously going to slow his castle time down a little bit. 2 archery ranges on the front for Mallory, though, which is interesting. I mean, he has got the resources right now to go up to castle if he wants. Perhaps he's waiting for another bit of wood so he can put a blacksmith blacksmith as well, which will, blacksmith on the front, so he will fast castle. And this is going to be really interesting because he's going to have a little bit of an edge here. If he can keep those walls up, cavalry archer spam going to be coming out.
This is actually going to be really, really strong if Alive can't get in here and do any damage, because once those cavalry archers are out, pretty much going to be able to, well, not even going to be able to touch him back at home, and cavalry archers will be coming into his base, and he's not really going to have the units to deal with it. He's not going to have either the range or the ability to just run around as much.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, as well as we said, with that front gold right there, going to be pretty difficult to defend from that. And I'm curious to know what Alive's going to do right now. I'm sure he's probably a little bit concerned. He obviously is going to be able to make some feudal army, but if he spends too much on feudal army, it's going to take longer to get up to the castle age. And if he makes too little feudal army, he's not going to be able to defend from anything that Mallory throws at him.
Yeah, you're exactly right. That plus the cheapness of the cavalry archers that the Huns are going to be able to produce right now, this is not going to be an easy hold for Alive. He's really going to have to put a lot into this. He's already walling his front off with archery ranges there. Really going to have to think about what he's going to do here, and it's really going to have to be executed well.
Yeah, and you know, the biggest issue I think he's going to have right now is his lumber. Obviously, this right-hand side of the map near impossible for him to wall it up, and Mallory can come in here with those cavalry archers, and of course because they're a ranged unit and because they're so fast, he can easily hit and run this and do a lot of damage and kill a lot of villagers very easily.
Yeah, can definitely even decide to just wedge himself in between the lumber and the town centre, even though villagers know where to go.
Yes, certainly. At the moment, though, adding in archers, even from his archery ranges, they will be upgraded to crossbows, and it is better to start making some army in the feudal age, at least, so you have got something once you get up to the castle age. But just look how many villages he has on gold right there. More villagers probably going to be sent over to wood, and, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if we see the third archery range coming up reasonably soon. With that amount of villagers on gold there, that is probably... I think that's just about right for three archery ranges even.
Yeah, sustain that quite well. We can actually see Mallory already has the fletching and the first armor upgrade as well. So looking like he's going to be in a great spot here to do some damage. He's already got his upgrades, and that's definitely one of the biggest problems with fast castling. Generally, you don't have enough upgrades on your units, but Mallory playing this perfect. Bodkin arrow on the way, crossbowman. He's in a really good spot.
Yeah, and cavalry archers starting to come out, as well as the third archery range being dropped down. And now all he needs is his bowsaw upgrade at the lumber camp, and he is pretty much set to just spam cavalry archers all day long. Alive, though, preparing slightly here by starting to make some archers and skirmishers back home, but it's going to be tough. Forced to put up a watchtower on this gold, and Mallory in a brilliant position right now.
Yeah, he's played this one really, really well. Did get minimal damage there with the drush, but it did exactly what it needed to, and that was just buy him a little bit of time.
Yeah, definitely. Planning this from the start, I think. And now, of course, Alive forced to retreat villagers from this woodpile. And, you know, he has clicked up to castle, and he has done so under quite a bit of pressure here. And I think Alive, he's smart enough and he's good enough to be able to defend from this, but the problem is he could lose a lot of villagers in the process, and I'm a little bit concerned for him right now.
Yeah, you're exactly right. In my opinion, the next few minutes of this game probably going to be established who's going to have a really big lead and probably going to take it. If Mallory does manage to take out quite a few villages here, disrupt a fair amount of the economy, definitely going to look bad for Alive.
Yeah, Alive going to lose his scouts so quickly, they just melt away against those crossbow there. But if you have a look, his economy really disrupted, no wood income at all right now, and he needs that wood income. Look how many villages he has on gold. He's clearly intending right now to go with cavalry archers and crossbow as well, but Mallory just has such a huge advantage in time. He's already got, let's have a look, wrong person. Already got 10 cavalry archers out, and that's a big number.
Yeah, especially considering his opponent has no answer for them right now, and actually a lot of wolves coming in with this. But here we go, cavalry archers on the wood, and
crossbows
look at the
on
damage
the wood as well.
Yeah.
Crossbows
wow.
as well. Mallory just gonna get so many villagers here. Alive is up to the castle age, but crossbow...
5, 6.
Oh man, crossbow is
7.
too late to come in.
8! This is crazy. 8 villages already down. Really well played by Mallory.
Oh, yeah.
He had his tactic organized. Looks like Arabia was the right choice there for map, indeed.
Definitely, indeed. And now Alive, with very little wood income at all, gonna be really struggling to produce any cavalry archers of his own. Meanwhile, Mallory streaming those cavalry archers across the map, and he's just done such a big amount of damage to Clan Alive's economy at this stage. And at the moment, if you have a look at how many villagers Alive has on gold and how many he has on wood, he's going to be pretty much, well, he's going to be in a really tough position. His economy has just been crippled right now.
Yeah, he hasn't even got villager production right now, so he's having a lot of trouble here. Pretty much being starved to death here, really.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, those farms, a lot of them becoming idle as those villagers got picked off there. And also having to transition them into wood to actually get the units he needs to defend. Able at this stage to just about keep cavalry archer production up, but food is going to be a real issue for him. And he says GG right there.
Ooh.
Well played, Mallory.
That was amazing to see. Going into that, I was expecting nothing like this.
Yeah, I really actually thought that Mallory there would have ended up coming a little bit off worse, to be fair. I thought Alive was going to go into this and do great, but I think a combination of a little bit of an awkward map and the fact that Mallory had such an easy wall really did work to his favour. Yeah,
I agree. It was really interesting play, actually. I would have been surprised if we didn't see that. But really, I don't even know. I was not expecting this from the start at all. I was expecting Alive to completely dominate here, but I don't know.
Well, bear in mind this was Mallory's home map, and Alive going to have his pick next game, but this series currently tied up at 1 apiece. Next game going to be the decider, so don't go anywhere, guys. An ad should play right now, and we'll see you on the other side of that.